In this video, I'm going to show you how to build an AI booking bot that can qualify your leads and book consultations on your behalf. And if you stay to the end of this video, I'll give you the exact prompt that I use to make this bot work. So the first thing you're going to need is a Go High Level account. So once you're logged in, you want to go over here to Automation. Then you want to come up here to Create Workflow. Click on Start from Scratch. Worry about this. So the first thing we want to do is we want to name our workflow. So we'll call it AI Booking Bot. Save it. Okay. So now we need to choose our triggers. So our triggers are going to be the action that actually kicks off this whole automation. So for majority of you, you're probably going to want the trigger to be when a lead fills out a contact form on your website, or when maybe you get a new lead from one of your ads. So if you come here to click on Add New Trigger, we're here to type in form. So we're going to rename this trigger. We're going to call it lead submitted contact form. Then we'll want to save that. Then we'll add our other trigger. So let's say you're running Facebook ads and you got a new lead. This would kick off and book consultations for you. So type in Facebook, go to Facebook lead form submitted, we'll rename it. We can call it new Facebook lead. Save it. Okay, so now that we have our triggers, we need to pick the next action. So when one of these two actions happens, what's going to happen next? So what we want to happen next is we want to send out a welcome message. So click on that plus button and type in SMS. Rename your action. You can rename it to whatever you want, but I just like to stay organized. So we'll call it welcome message. Come down here, you have your message, whatever you want to put. Then we'll click save. Okay, so now that we've sent our welcome message, we need to wait until they reply. Click that plus button, type in wait. Rename it, wait for reply. We're not waiting for a time delay. We're going to scroll down. We're waiting for a contact reply, replied to our welcome message. And then we're going to click this timeout toggle. So basically, this is just, we're going to choose the amount of minutes or time that we want it to time out for. And basically, all that is just the amount of time in between while the conversation is stale, or how long the bot waits to re-engage the conversation. Hope I didn't lose you there. So we'll just choose 7 minutes for the timeout. And the reason I like to choose odd numbers like that is because it feels a little bit more, human, I guess, to the end user. Because I know if, all of a sudden I opted into something online and, the person's following up with me or answering my questions, like on every hour or every half hour, would just look a little bit weird, and I'd start to wonder if I'm actually speaking with a real person. So that's why I like to choose odd numbers. So moving forward, just click Save Action. So now we waited for them to reply, and we need to know if the reply was positive or negative. So click this plus button, and we're going to add a condition. So type in if, choose if else. We're going to name this branch reply. Come down here to contact reply. Intent type is positive. Scroll down here. Just edit this branch to say no. Click save. Okay, so basically what this means is once they've replied, is it positive? Because if it is, they'll go down this side of the branch. And if it's negative, they'll go down this side of the branch. So we'll come over here under the positive side, click on this plus button, type in conversation, click on conversation AI. Going to rename this action and we're going to call it qualifying question 1. Because now that they've replied positively, we want to start qualifying them to see if they're even a right fit for our business. Then you want to click on this little toggle, advanced bot configurations. As you can see, this is all populated now. You're just going to get rid of all that because we're going to go over to our document and we're going to put all of our information in here. So the first, we're going to start with the personality. So we want to grab the about you and the objectives. Copy that. Just going to paste that into the personality box. Then the additional instructions. Go back to our document. And we'll grab the conversational rules and the rest of the information. Copy it. Then you paste it in the additional instructions. Did that paste? Yep. Okay. And now we have our qualifying question. So the first qualifying question, you might want to say something like, I don't know, what type of home building remodeling project are you looking to start? This is just an example quickly off the top of my head. Then what we want to do is we want to time out for 1 hour. So basically, like I said, giving them up to 1 hour to respond to our question before we re-engage them with the bot. So then we want to choose our channel. Our channel is going to be SMS, or we could, this could be Facebook or Instagram, but I would recommend SMS. Make sure this is toggled on, so skip if answered. Then you want to add some conditions. So the first one you want to add is question is answered. And for the condition, we'll put question must be answered. Must be answered. Move to the next step. To move to the next step. As you can see, I'm not a professional when it comes to typing. Okay, so, and then after that, we want to add one more condition, and we'll call this one disqualification. Because if they're not the right fit for your business, we don't want to keep spending time on them. So we could say something like, if a person asks questions about services, doesn't offer, disqualify them. So on the back end, we can program the bot to know exactly what your business does, what services you offer, pretty much everything about your business. So that's how it would know. Like if the person asked, hey, do you guys do siding? It would know that, your company doesn't do siding, and it would politely disqualify them. So now we can hit save action. Make sure you save it. Last thing you want is to lose your work after you're building all this out. So now we're going to go under here, under question is answered. Click this plus button, and we're going to type in conversation AI again. We're going to basically do the same thing. So we're going to rename this qualifying question 2. Qualifying question 2. Toggle all that on. You're going to get rid of all this stuff and input it with all the information from the document like I showed you. And we're going to add our next qualifying question. And let's just say that's something like, do you have a budget in mind? You have a budget in mind for your project. Then we want to time out for 1 hour, basically giving them time, an hour to respond before we re-engage. Go to SMS for the channel. Make sure this is toggled on. Then you want to add a condition. And you want it to be question is answered. Oh, look at that. Can't spell. Question is answered. And then the condition will be, the condition will be question must be answered. To move to the next step, you click save. Come down here to question is answered. Oh, sorry. Click the plus button. And yeah, so we got our qualifying question 1, qualifying question 2. Then we want our bot again. So conversation. This time we're going to name this action name booking bot. Turn that on. Like I said before, you're going to swap that out for what's in the document. Question. Yeah, it could be something like, actually, sorry, this isn't a question. This is where we're going to send them the link to the to book a consultation. So send link to book consultation. Put your link here. And I'm just doing this quick. Obviously, you can give this more detail. Tell the lead that once they to let you know so you can confirm your timeout. You want your channel, SMS, skip if answered. Then you want to come down here and click on add condition. Question is answered. Or not click on, type in question is answered. Condition name can be question must be answered to move forward. Click on save. Under here, under question is answered, we want to, once Once they're done answering the question and we've sent the link to the consultation, and say they booked, or maybe they didn't book, we want the bot to ask them if they have any other questions, just in case we missed something. So click on this plus button, type in conversation again, conversation AI, and this one booking bot. And if you had more qualifying questions, we would obviously just add them in the previous steps before we get down to sending them the link to the calendar and stuff like that. So if you had, some stringent qualification process, you could add more questions by all means. So click on this advanced configuration like before. You're going to put the information from the document in those two boxes. The question could be, do you have any other questions? Make sure you time out. Choose your channel. Skip if answered. And that is it. So that's how you build an AI booking bot in less than 20 minutes that can qualify your leads and book consultations for you. So if you want to get access to this document right here that has all the prompt built out for you, just message me on LinkedIn and just ask me, for the AI booking bot base prompt, and I'd be happy to send it over.